in this discussion we're going to talk about the combination of your main task and your two ancillary tasks, how they all work together. The first thing that I want you to do is just give me or remind me about your short film. What kind of short film have you made in terms of genre and narrative?
I've made a surreal comedy film about a guy who eats a cake and gets turned into a duck.
Of course you have. Who was your target audience?
Everyone.
Where will they see this film?
Mainly the internet, or unless someone decides, you know what, let's have it sort of like a short before a film. So just to get like the audience sort of like paying attention to the screen.
Now what I meant by that, have you ever been to the cinemas and mainly to watch a cartoon and they've put like a really like shorter cartoon? They usually do it with Disney movies. They put on like a really short cartoon, only about 2 to 5 minutes long, and sometimes it can be quite funny, depending on the film. That's what I meant, having like that before, say like a feature length film.
Yeah. Do you think it's a film that people would pay to watch, or do you think it would be more effective through social networking?
I think it would be more effective through social networking, and because the time I put into it, and because I enjoy doing it, I wouldn't want them to pay for it.
Right.
Because I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
And just them watching it is good enough.
Well, yeah, I believe in free content. I don't believe like anything that if the creator enjoyed making and all they want to do is just get it out there for people to view, I believe that all things like that should just be free. I don't believe like you should pay for it. People should have to pay for it. You should make people pay for it. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's right. But it's all personal preference and the creator's preference. So what can I say? But yeah, I wouldn't want people to pay for my film, even though I have sort of, when I uploaded it to my account, I did monetize it. Merely because I don't want people to pay for it, but I still want to make money off it. You sort of see where I'm coming from. I want people to enjoy it but not pay for it. I want them to see it for free, but I want to get money from somewhere. So.
And if it gets enough hits, you'll be able to get advertising revenue, wouldn't you, through social networking? So you could still make money from it, but in a very different way to selling the product directly to an audience. Where are we? Yeah, tell me about, you had to make 2 ancillary tasks. So you chose to do the radio trailer and a poster, and the main point for both of those ancillary tasks is that they're going to promote your film to your target audience. So will you tell me about the poster first of all? Tell me about your idea and tell me how it promotes the film to the audience.
Well, the poster. So I've got the name of the film followed by its tagline.
Which is, there's an app
Yeah,
for that, yeah.
I've got technically the main character.
Yeah.
So in the front, and then I've got the cake, which turns him into a duck, and then I've also got the solution, which is Google.
So you've got 3 iconic points of the movie there, haven't you? Or 3 important points from the movie. Tell me about the thing, because it's really interesting. You've got Google on there, and in a way that's free advertising. But what's the idea behind your film? Why is Google a name that features on the poster?
They're sponsoring it.
They're sponsoring it. So they've actually, the idea is that Google would put some money behind this, a proper production of this. And it's going to be showing on Google-owned sites, I would imagine, isn't it?
Yeah, so YouTube. So there's also the YouTube logo.
That's good.
Down there.
Nice.
Google and YouTube do actually sponsor short films. They are quite good at it as well.
That's good. what other things have you got on your poster to try and encourage the audience to go and see it if the images and the title and the tagline aren't enough?
Well, I've got an award for Best Surreal Comedy Film, so very specific for the London Short Film Festival.
Yeah, I went with the London Short Film Festival because it's quite, I'll say, prestigious. It's well heard of. If you can get an award in that, I think you're gonna do well. So, just thought.
I've also got I've put a 4 out of 5 star rating,
Yeah,
and made it look like a battery
that's
thing
cool.
on the smartphone now. Made it by made the review by IGN, which is quite a respected reviewist of films and other media. So
That's good. So you've got lots of different references going on there. And then you did a radio trailer, didn't you? Do you want to talk me through the radio trailer? So what were you mimicking?
so like this, like a standard trailer sort of voice thing.
Yeah.
I got the trailer voice inspiration from my friend last year when I was doing the S Media. He's left now, but it was all sort of a joke what we ended up doing. We were just sat in lessons one day doing the work, and then he just turned around to me and said, "In a world where I can't fully remember. I just keep remembering him just saying, in a world where something happened," just in this really funny deep voice. So I tried to mimic it. So that's where the idea came from.
And you've employed that. You've
Yeah.
almost done that in
I
a
copied it.
comedic way, haven't you? Yeah. And the explosion.
That was just for comedic value.
Yeah.
It wasn't needed. It won't happen in the film. There's no explosions or anything. It just thought funny, just funny.
How will it work with your target audience, or why will it work with your target audience?
So it sort of goes on about the film. It describes sort of what happens, but then I don't know. I think it is sort of like the explosion that might put them off. In a way, it adds comedy to it. Well, the explosion is sort of like a double-edged knife. It's like part of it will like make them think, oh yeah, that it's got explosions in it. It's quite random. Let's watch it. But also with the explosion, I think, right, why is there a random explosion? It doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, I've had this problem in the past with like some of the other work I've done. I'd have an explosion where there wouldn't really need to be, so I'd have like a lot of people putting in like comments on YouTube saying, yeah, just stop there because the film just gets a bit rubbish after that point. So putting an explosion, especially in a radio trailer when people can't see anything, they're just hearing it, it is a very risky thing to do.
So
Okay, I'm just wondering whether you may be writing it off a little bit there, because I think it's quite clever with your target audience. They're quite media savvy, so they would probably understand the humour behind it. And how does that connect to the genre of your film? What genre is your film?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit confused then. I didn't fully understand what I was being asked. So,
There's comedy, surreal comedy.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it would probably entice. I think it would entice more of the younger audience, because if this is being shown on YouTube, YouTube is the home of many like people who upload strange, random videos with a very good effect, and you've got a very good fan base. Like the videos don't fully they make sense, but they're completely random at the same time. So I think I think it works.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Actually, yeah.
Was it hard or was it easy to sell your film in your 2 ancillary tasks?
Sort of. I think it was harder with the poster, but because with the, like I said, with the radio trailer, I just took some inspiration from a friend and just made it slightly random, like almost like the film. And then with the poster, I'm not entirely sure. I thought, well, it's got a smartphone on it, so I thought I'd give it. Let's have a smartphone
Yeah.
border,
Yeah.
and then have the screen as Google, and sort of like have a transparent cake, because you see in most posters for films there's like the transparent enemy in the background, and then the good guy in the front. So
Yeah.
Now that I look back properly, because I felt like I was being put on the spot quite a bit, because like I said, there was me, teacher, camera. I felt quite uncomfortable. But now that I definitely think about it, I don't think it was really that hard. I just took a bit longer than usual when to Photoshop this image. I just took a bit longer. I think that was the only reason why I said that. So I didn't really find it hard. All I did was take a picture of my phone and edit it a bit, and then took out the black screen, kept a bit of the status bar at the top which said like the battery, put in a white background, the Google logo, transparent cake, duck, fade to black towards the bottom, and then the title and tagline and the sponsorships. Wasn't particularly too hard. I'd say it was meticulous when you sat there with an eraser going round the edge of the duck and the cake. That was... Oh, and the edge of the phone, because the original picture of the phone was a lot bigger, and I took it with a camera which takes the picture in like... I think it's like 3,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels. So it was quite meticulous, basically just going around it. When you can see, I've zoomed into the picture so much that you can see each pixel just going down it. I think that was just the meticulous part of it. That was the only bit that I found not difficult, just time consuming and annoying. So yeah, the radio trailer I found easy, very easy, because it was just recording my voice. Well, I had to write a script, record my voice with the funny voice, saying the script, stick it into my editing software, get a couple of couple of lines from the film, stick that on it, and yeah, that was about it. Oh yeah, and an explosion, which actually the explosion was probably the hardest bit. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, when you're explaining the ideas behind it, it makes more sense where it's coming from. And the thing is, you've done something very funny. You've paid attention to convention, and then you've done something funny with it, haven't you? Which works to support your film. If you bear in mind, promotional material is supposed to grab our attention, create an interest, make us want to watch the film, and then make us go and watch the film. Arguably, you've achieved that, haven't you, through the way in which you're comedically appealing to your target audience. Let me just see if there's any questions. Oh yeah, where would your poster be located? Where would you imagine would be the best place for that?
Probably most likely. I wouldn't expect to see it in cinemas.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't expect to see it out on the street. Where I'd most expect to see it is either at the end of a YouTube video, where like, say if I was like working together with another YouTuber, and then they'd put the poster at the end, or at least like a small snippet trailer of it. That's where I'd expect to see it, or even at a convention, like a YouTubers convention, or something like that. Like one coming up in a few weeks, MCM in London. I'd expect to see it there.
That's very good. Yeah, you're thinking about your core audience, aren't you? That's excellent. Is there anything you feel you haven't had a chance to answer that you want to answer about your ancillary tasks? I think as far as I'm concerned, I think you've covered everything. Do you think? I suppose one question I haven't asked you is where the radio trailer would most likely be broadcast. So what kind of radio show would it be? Or radio station?
Again, I wouldn't exactly expect to see it on a radio station. I'd expect to see it more on YouTube, like the advertisement at the start of the video.
Right.
That's where I'd probably most expect to see it.
So a digital,
So,
a digital base of some description.
or if there was like a radio station that promoted short films, I'd expect to see it there. Well, hear it there.
Yep, and that's the end of the video. So, yeah, a few changes to my views. So,